There seems to be a camera coming out every day, and this is a good one. This is a really, really good one. I'm going to tell you today why I'm so pumped about it.
You're up in the sky, I'll carry you home.
Hey guys, how you going? What's going on? My name's Adam Dyson. Welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Today I'm going to talk about the X-T3. I'm super pumped about this camera. So a super brief rundown of my kind of camera history, I guess we could say. About 10 years ago, my mum bought me my first semi-professional DSLR. It was a Nikon D something or other, 10.5 megapixels, and I didn't really use it all that much. It was kind of a camera that I just didn't use it because I wasn't all that interested in photography back then. From there I went to a 550D, then I got another 550D, and then I got a third 550D as well. From there I went and I bought a 5D Mark III, and that was kind of when my photography really started to pick up, photography and video work. And yeah, so primarily for the most of my photography life, I've been a Canon shooter. And at the start of this year, I decided to switch systems because I wasn't all that happy with the way that Canon was kind of doing their camera releases. I felt that every couple of years they would bring out a couple of year old camera, which was super frustrating. So I went to the Fujifilm system, and trust me, I'm not looking back in the slightest. I'm going to be a Fujifilm shooter for the rest of my life, and yeah. So before I start this video, I'm going to mention that gear doesn't matter, and I did make a video about that, so make sure you click the link below to watch that video. So gear doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what camera you shoot with. It's just really nice to have nice things. So this is why I'm talking about this camera, because I'm super pumped about it. I think this is like the biggest camera of 2018. And yeah, I'm super excited. So first up, and easily the most exciting thing about this camera is the new sensor. So this time we've got a 26 megapixel X-Trans sensor, and it is a small megapixel jump from the X-T2, which is really cool, but it's also backside illuminated too. So walking down the stairs. So it is also backside illuminated as well. So low light performance is going to be absolutely awesome. It's already really good on the X-T2, so I can't wait to actually see how good this is going to be on the X-T3. So another really cool thing about the sensor is the processor we've got attached to it. So we've now got a quad core processor in the camera, which means the camera is going to be super fast. I think this sensor is an absolutely awesome upgrade. The images that come out of the X-T2 are epic, absolutely mind-blowing. I think they're better than the 5D3 files, and if not comparable to the 5D4 files. So if Fujifilm can make a better sensor than that, whew, you guys have absolutely nailed it. All right, so next up we've got the autofocus. Autofocus is significantly increased. They're saying it's twice as good as the X-T2's autofocus. I don't use autofocus all that much, apart from my back button focusing for my landscape photography, but if it's better, then it's better. So next thing I'm really excited about is the screen and the viewfinder. The screen on the X-T2 is really good already, so they've bumped up the resolution in both of them, so they're going to be really good for double checking your images, checking focus, and yeah, all the good stuff. So they've also chucked a touchscreen on the camera now too, which I think is a little bit of a gimmick in my opinion, but I've never had a camera with a touchscreen, so who knows, when I've got one, maybe I'll use it and love it. But yeah, excited to use that too. Couldn't talk then. Couldn't talk at all. So next up, let's talk about the video functions, and this is where it gets a little bit crazy. So when I first started my kind of career, I started off in video work and then moved over into photography. But when I was shooting with Canon cameras, the only way that you could get kind of all the best of the best functions in the camera was if you bought the best of the best. So you had to spend thousands upon thousands of dollars to get the better camera so that you would get the better functions. And this is where Fujifilm absolutely nails it. So they've chucked 4K at 60 frames in the camera. They've also put that at 200 megabits per second, as well as full HD at 400 megabits per second, which is massive, absolutely massive. So super excited to play around with that. They've also put the headphone port in the camera itself now, so now we won't have to use the grip to get that extra functionality. So I reckon this is going to be an absolutely awesome option for videographers. And yeah, pretty pumped that Fujifilm has kind of chucked so much into this camera. And for $2,000 or just over 2,000 Australian dollars, it's just mind blowing. I'm speechless. So a couple of functionality things they've changed on this camera as well. First up, they've moved the viewfinder slightly out from the camera. What I found when I was shooting with the viewfinder is every now and again my nose would actually touch the back of the screen, so it'd be good to have that slight bit of distance off the back of the camera. They've also made the buttons a little bit more clicky, which is pretty cool as well. So I think it'll end up feeling a bit more like the GFX over the X-T2, which is also pretty awesome. They've also put a lock on the diopter as well. So what I found a lot of the time when I was chucking my camera in and out of the bag is that every now and again I'd bump the diopter. So it'll be pretty cool to have a lock on that diopter so it doesn't get bumped and the camera's always there and quick to use. Jeez, I've got a headache today. Power on, power on. So my final point, and easily the most exciting point of the entire video, is the price. So this is only going to be $2,300 Australian, $2,300, only $2,300 for this absolute jam-packed camera. So that's mind-blowing. I am already on the pre-order list and super excited to get this camera. So expect a full review when I actually get it. But $2,300, $2,300. Anyway guys, that was my super quick overlook of the new Fujifilm X-T3. Super excited to get my hands on this camera, and I can't wait to try it out. It's gonna be absolutely awesome. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Once again, I really appreciate it. Make sure you like and subscribe below. Also follow me on Instagram. That's where I post up all my landscape photos. Until next time, I'll catch you later.